if Brock's ceiling is Romo, would you take it? And I think that's coming off the heels of Eric Crocker having a show after all of the Cam Newton stuff that happened this weekend. And on that show, he had a former defensive back on that show. And he talked about, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on his name. I just brought him up on my show like yesterday. But either way,
what are you thinking of?
Will Blackman. Will Blackman was on Crocker's show. And he said that Purdy reminds him of Romo. So I imagine that's where the question's coming from. But really, all of this is deriving from Cam Newton's comments. And I know that everybody under the sun has talked about it, but we haven't talked about it together. And I haven't heard your guys' perspectives on this whole situation. So let's start with the question at hand, which I cannot show on the screen. Let's start with that, which is, if Brock Purdy is Tony Romo, are you happy with that? Larry, I'll start with you on that one.
No, he's way better than Tony Romo. If you go look at Tony Romo's football card.
Looking at it now.
He had 1 year where he had nearly or maybe 2 years. He had close to a 70% completion percentage over the full year. And he had double-digit picks once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, including 2 years where he threw 19 picks. So I don't
2012.
I don't think I think Brock's better than Romo. I think Brock's quite a bit better than Romo. And who was the other guy?
He said Trent Green.
Trent Green's interesting too. He got hit by Robert Geathers, and it was almost like he got hit by a bus. Trent Green had talent. He lost his starting job on the Greatest Show on Turf to Kurt Warner, and the rest is history.
Right.
He was a talented guy, but I don't know. I think Brock is better than both those guys, to be honest. But if he was those guys, would I be happy? I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tony Romo has a 13-3 season, an 11-5 season, a 12-3 season. The rest of those are 8-7, 8-8, 8-8, 6-4, 1-5. I don't know. I'm thinking that Brock is probably better than Tony Romo. And I haven't even really thought about Trent Green.
Coach.
Fuck. Tony Romo wasn't half bad, man. Remarkable release.
Did he win any games?
He's got, Larry, you're going to get me back into this Tannehill bullshit. But look.
No, I'm asking. I really don't know.
Got me back. Relax, Larry. He's got me he's at 75% for his last career. That was nothing. He's got 68, 69 in his last 2 years. 69 in 2010. Small school guy. What kills me about Tony Romo, first of all, I don't like the comp. The comp is not accurate, in my opinion. Tony Romo was more of a gunslinger than Brock, in my opinion. Brock is more efficient. He's more calculated. He's got a little bit of gunslinger in him, but nothing to the level of Tony Romo. He's not Tony Romo. He's definitely not Trent Green.
He has the same number of playoff wins right now as Tony Romo.
Yeah, well, we know that's the knock on Tony, though. That's the reason why Dak Prescott even exists. It's because Tony Romo couldn't get it done in the big games, in the moments, right? As far as seasons are concerned, Tony Romo was more than enough. He was more than enough. The fact that Tony Romo's MO was that he couldn't get it done in the big game. You have for what that's worth, you have to at least admit the fact that he made it to the big game. So you know what I mean? So
he made 4 Pro Bowls. He did make 4 Pro Bowls, and Green made 2. So we are talking about
He's not Trent Green. Brock Purdy is not Trent Green. Full stop. He's not Tony Romo either. I think Tony Romo had a little bit of a stronger arm. dare I say, a quicker release. Tony Romo had a remarkably quick release. I would say off bat, the comparisons are wrong. The success, I don't see Brock throwing 19 picks. Not in today's league. That's excessive for today's league. Because the way I see it is that the way the league is built now, it's 100% geared towards the offense. You can't touch them, you can't grab them, you can't hold them. You got to let them run everywhere. I mean, there was a point in the league where Larry, tell me if I'm wrong. Honestly, do you remember when open in the league was considered a half a step? A half a step, like a step, you were open in the league from a quarterback perspective. If you had a step on a receiver in the NFL, you were officially considered an open receiver. Man, 9 times out of 10, these boys has got 5-yard separation. They're wide the fuck open, man. Like it's just a different criteria from what the defense can do to today's quarterback. I don't even think you can compare like quarterbacks from 10 years ago. You can't compare them to what these guys do now. You can't. You can't compare what Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa, and Brock Purdy have to deal with on a day-to-day defense. They don't see that type of physicality. They damn sure don't see that type of athleticism in the secondary. You got DBs that can't even cut offensive linemen. What's the number one thing that the offense does in the NFL today? They run to the outside. They run wide zone. The number one thing when I played was you couldn't run a wide zone. And if you did, if you ran up on a corner or a safety or somebody smaller, they could cut you, right? They could cut you, literally. We could cut you down because you're not going to create space on the edge to get the ball moving forward. They can't even cut offensive linemen now. Corners, whole corners can't cut offensive linemen now. So for me, I feel like even judging these quarterbacks versus what these guys are asked to do today is a little, it's apples and oranges. It really is. It's not the same game. It's not.
I mean, Trent Green was sub 500, so you can take him and put him away. He was 56 and 57.
Trent Green, full stop, is not.
He never won a playoff game in his entire career. So
yeah, it's not Brock Purdy.
He's better than Trent Green.
Yeah.
Tony Romo's interesting. Because he has pretty good stats. He's had some decent years. I don't know. I think Brock's better than both those guys, to be completely honest.
All right.
And Brock is better than Tony Romo, man. Like Tony Romo was a fringe guy in the league at the time, but he was every bit of a pro's pro, and he could make all the throws. You see what I'm saying? Tony Romo could make all. That's what I'm trying to say. This is almost kind of like going in with a scalpel instead of an axe, because you don't want to discredit what the guys are doing in today's league, right? Because it plays. They're professional. They deserve all of the adoration and the success that they get from the predecessors before them. But you can't tell me that Tony Romo wouldn't play in today's league and fucking shred. He shred. He was fringe good back when he played. I'm willing to admit that. Tony
What's
Romo
the highest you would, if you said, just without even thinking about it, if I just said, where's the highest you think Tony Romo ever really ranked among quarterbacks in any of the years that he played?
Mm-hmm.
He played from 2004 through 2016.
Right.
From 2004 through 2016, we all know he was never the best. Okay,
he was never the best.
And he got MVP votes in 2014, though.
Yes, he did, but he was never. I want to be fair to Larry, though. He was never the best.
I don't.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. True? I got to enter the conversation. I've listened to this shit long enough. All right, here we go. Here's the deal. I hate the fact that we can sit here and say that a quarterback can come in and play one good season and be better than a guy who's put together a freaking career of pretty good play.
That's the world we live in, Jess. That's
Tony
the world we live
Romo,
in.
listen, I know, but hold on. Tony Romo played in a league. He entered the league in 2004. It really started to become a passing league. 2012 is when you started to see the turn of a lot of these rule changes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at Tony Romo's final 4 years of play, because the final 4 years compared to those first years, there's a major difference. And the reason is because the rules got more lenient.
He almost threw for 5,000 yards in 2012.
2011, 16 games played, 4,184 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 2012, 16 games played, 4,903 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. Not great on the interceptions. 2013.
There's a lot of picks involved.
Hold on. Just let me finish. I've listened to you guys.
Let him cook.
2013, 15 games, 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 2014, his last full final year, 15 games played, 70% completion, 3,700 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, and got MVP votes that year. Tony Romo was not a bad quarterback. Yes, he had his woes and stuff in the playoffs. I feel like we're getting to a point, and this is not a Brock Purdy thing. You give me any quarterback right now and give me their first year. People were doing it with Mahomes after his first 2 seasons, and he won his first Super Bowl. And I was like, can we pump the brakes on him being a top 5 quarterback? If he retires tomorrow, you can't put him there. Yes, He was phenomenal, but you can't do that. We're overriding years of play in this league and saying, hey, this quarterback can put together 2 good years, 3 good years, whatever, and they automatically get to skyrocket above everybody. That's not the way that this works, man. I think it's full stop disrespectful to players that have put in 8, 10, 12 years into this league. I just think it is.